Hey, what's up, my peoples? Emgo here, the freaking geek himself, and it's time to just transform Cang Toys Breakhorn. So without further ado, let's just transform it. So to begin, we'll just raise this up here. Let's bring his arm forward, and we need to open up the forearm panel here. And you want to make sure you have his hand balled up and looking like that. And you just take the hand and just flip that in, close that back up. Take the dino foot, bring it forward, rotate it, splay out the little toesies here. And you want to take this shoulder piece here and just rotate this back. So you got it looking like that. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, just open up the forearm, flip the hand in, close that up, bring up the other foot, rotate it, splay out the toesies, take the shoulder piece here, and just rotate that back. And you got that done. So next we need to undo the chest piece here. We can bring all this out. Just a little bit here. Just flip all that out. Just undo the belly plate also. All this comes untabbed. So just pull this out because we need to now extend the body. So extend this up. Extend this up. And what's going to happen is you actually have like two slots behind this belly piece. So you want this tabbed into the upper one. So it's sitting right there. That's going to be where you want that locked. So get this open. You're going to take this horn here and you're going to flip that back and then just take his head and tuck it in. Just make sure you have the clearance here to get it pushed in. And then you can close that up and you got it looking like that. At this point now, you can take this crotch plate, and it's on a double hinge, so you can kind of bring it up, and you want to rotate it, and there's a tab slot connection that'll happen right here. Just get that in place, and tab that in. Kind of tuck that in for now, and you got it looking like that. Now for all this back here, we just kind of take this, bring it out, take these sections here, and we're going to rotate them down. So get them out and rotate them down. This little panel here you can raise up. These sections here will just tab together. One side will just sit over the other like that. You can just bring that up and bring the horns up. We can take these shoulder pad sections here and we can just rock these back. Just bring them down, get them out of the way. So just rock that back, bring that down, get it out of the way. So you want to raise this up. You want to rotate these sections here. And we got these little bits that will flip out. Let's rotate that and flip that out. And you want to bring this back, and that's going to sit pretty much just like that. You want to bring these sections down. And what's going to end up happening here is you have these two tabs are going to go into these two slots right here in the middle. Now on my copy, this joint is super tight, but we'll try to get this in place. I can already tell it doesn't want to. The joint's super tight on my copy. A lot of things are super tight on my copy, but we'll make it work. There we go. There we go. We got that down, sitting like that. There we go. Just bring that head down, and that's how you want that looking. At this point now, you can take all this and just unfold it. This untabs from this section here. Just straighten out all of these hinges. Open all of this up. You're going to take these sections here, and they're going to swing in. They're going to tap together right here like so. And take these two halves and bring these together, get them oriented properly. There you go. That's how you want those hinges looking on this section here. Come under here, you got these little panels here. You just want to flip these out, and we can just leave that hanging out back there for now. So now for these shoulder pads, you have these little panels right in here that you want to flip all the way in. Let's make sure you have your clearance here. This one slips in really easy, but the one on this side, there's stuff in the way. It's kind of hard to get this flipped in. There we go. Flip that all the way in like that. This section here is on a double hinge. You want to take this and shift this all the way in. So it's sitting like that. And then you want to take these hinges here and just collapse this in. So you got it looking like that. And then you just take all this and shift this in on these hinges, like so. And then you're going to take the two halves here and they will tab together. You just kind of leave these hanging up and you got it looking like that. And now for the legs, and this is where we get into a lot of fiddly stuff here. So you want to take this section, just untab it, just bring that up. You're going to untab this panel here. All this will untab. And you may need a tool to help you. Just get that open. So bring that up and take this section here and just flip that in. You're going to untab this side as well. So untab that, and that will allow you to bring all of this out. And just kind of get these panels out of the way here. So take this and just get this out. And you can take this and just swing it up. And just kind of get this out of your way for now. So you're going to take this, bring it up, and you're going to take this section of the leg. You want to leave the red part alone. And you're just going to swing this around so it's like that. So now we can just kind of slide this section forward a little bit so we can open this up, open that up, and all of this will extend here on a double hinge, and then you can just close all that back up. So the heel piece you can kind of move up. Just leave that like that for now. Before we finish off with the legs, we're going to take this panel here that's inside the skirt panel, and we're going to flip this out. It's going to bring this up and over like that, and then we're going to take all this and just rotate it so it's facing this way. And we'll just leave that there for now. Now we can finish up with the leg. Okay, so now we're going to close this up. Also, you want to take this little center piece here, just bring that down, get that out of the way. So now here's what's going to happen. Now, what you want to happen is, you want to bring this back. So it's basically kind of sitting right over the section here. And now you're going to bend the knee at this joint here to where these two tabs right here end up in slots on either side right here. So just fold this up, and you may have to actually physically pull out the other side because the panel doesn't move. But get that over, and there we go. That one side dropped in. And now you want to get that other side right in there, sitting right in there, like that. That's kind of a pain in the butt to do, but there you go. And then you can take this and rotate it down. It's a very tight hinge, but there you go. So you got it looking like that. A little bit, but there you go. It's basically how you want all that looking, and then you can take the two halves now and you can tab them together. Take these bits here, bring these down. I don't think there's any actual real orientation for that. Bring that down. You got his butt done. All right, so here's how you want those leg sections, all those hinges oriented there. You can take these little red sections and kind of rotate these back. Just to kind of fill that in. This bit here, you can take and just swing back. Just bring up and over like that. Now for all this right here, you're going to collapse this forward at this hinge here at the base. So collapse that forward and bring that down. And you got tab slot connections that'll happen right here. They're not the most reliable, but you can get them tabbed in. Not a crucial connection, honestly, so you don't have to really stress too much if you don't get them in. All right, just drop the tail down. And you got two tabs and slots right here for this bit. And you take that and just tab that in and lock that in place right there. And then you're going to have tab slot connections right here with these sections. So you can just line that up and kind of drop that down. So it's sitting right there on either side. Just get that dropped down and sitting right there. So that's tabbed in just like that. So now these sections here, you want to make sure they're tucked like underneath this section here. And then you have this tab right here is going to go into this slot right here. So you just get that lined up Tab that in, and just drop that in place right there. Same thing here, just make sure everything is just kind of tucked where it needs to be tucked. Take that and tab that in, and just get that position right there like that. And for the underbelly here, there are tab slot connections right here as well. So you just get those lined up and tabbed in. Get that lined up and tabbed in. So you got it looking like that. All right, so last thing to do is get all of this situated right here. So we basically have two tabs right here in the middle. They're going to go into these two slots that are right underneath these gold pieces. Then you have tabs right here. They're going to go into these slots right here. So just get everything lined up and push those down. Get these in place and push these down. There we go. And there we go. Don't you pop out. There we go. Let's get everything in place. Get everything seated. Like that. And there you have Breakhorn in his alt mode. And now to get him into combined mode, we just have to basically just start undoing all this we did, undo all this. We need to start undoing these side panels here, free all this up, free the tail up, and undo all this, and get all this up and out of our way. I'm going to come under here and just undo these connections here. Again, just kind of start freeing things up, just kind of shift these down again, just kind of free things up, get things out of your way. And there we go. So we can start working on all of this. So now we're going to split the legs. And we can just kind of bring these up, fold these little bits up, get things out of the way. And basically we're pretty much getting these legs back into their robot mode configuration. So just have to undo stuff. So again, you want to undo these little side sections here. Undo these little side bits here so we can straighten all this back out. Straighten all this back out. We need to rotate these super tight joints and just kind of get these things situated. This little ball section here, you can kind of rotate that back up. All this we need to bring up. This little bit here we can collapse back down. So get all this situated here. Bring this up, open this back up, and open that back up, swing it out to the other side. And now we need to rotate this leg back, which again, super tight joint that I don't like. I hate it so much. It's way too tight. Way too tight. Just get this angle back. All right, so once you get that straightened out looking like that, you can then take the leg and just rotate it up, and then take all of this and swing all of this back in to the leg. And actually we need to just rotate around so we can swing that in. There we go. So get that in there, sitting like that. There we go. And then you can bring all this in, just kind of straighten all this back out, straighten all that. And bring this down, get this sitting over. Now we don't want to secure this up just yet because now we need to work this tight joint again, because now this section of the leg needs to fold up. So bring this up, again, super tight. Don't like it one bit. Kind of use this as leverage. There we go, take that and just bend that up as far as it'll go, which is about there. So now that we've done that, now we can get all this back in its place. So basically all this will line up. I'll tab in right there. That'll just close off. And the other side will tab in right there, like that. Get that closed off. Once you have done that, this section is going to tab in right here. Just line that up, and that'll tab in like that. And now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So once that's done, you just want to kind of fold up the foot. You want to rotate it 180, and then you want to take the front part of the foot, rotate this 180. Just kind of leave that like that for now. So section here, you just want to swing that back. And same thing on the other side. Just fold that foot up, rotate it. This one's very tight as well. Oh. And just take that toe section there and just fold that up. Take this and just rotate that down so it's looking like that for now. So at this point we need to swap the hips around. So basically you just want to kind of bring the leg back, bring it forward, and then just rotate it down, and then rotate the leg back to its original orientation there, and you can see how that drops the hip. So on the other side, so again, I always just kind of bring it back, and then bring it forward, and let's rotate it around. So there you go. So you got those hips drop down like that. You can take this section here, you can collapse this back up and just set that back in its place. And at this point, you can just take the legs and tab them together. Get them linked together. There we go, like that. And now you can take these hip skirt sections here, just rotate these down. Rotate these down, and just bring them in. Just leave that hanging out like that for now. Now you want to untab the belly so you can raise this up, and now this tab is going to go into the bottom slots. So you just get that lined up and just push that back in right there. So now come back here, split these sections. You want to take these bits, just swing them back in to the center. You do want to come in here and flip these panels back out, which you may need a tool to help you, or since these pop out so easily, just pop these off. Flip out these panels. These bits like to pop off very easily, so you know what? Let's use that to our advantage. There we go. Flip those panels back out. Put that back in its home. There we go. Just get that out of the way. Just swing that out on those hinges there. Just get that out of the way. That's all we're doing here, just getting them out of the way. So again, just take this section here, swing this back into the middle. Again, let's use the fact that these like to pop off to our advantage so we can get these panels flipped out. Hey. Take a negative, turn it into a positive, right? There we go. And pop that back on. And just get that out of the way. There we go. So now for the next section here, you just want to take this and untab it. Bring that back. Take these bits and open them up. Flip these panels in. You just want to rotate these around. This you're going to open up. And this is going to flip in. And this is going to sit right here. Once you have done that, this assembly is now going to tab in right in here. So just line that up and get that tabbed in. Again, these hinges, very tight hinges. Don't like all the tight hinges, but get that in place. Line that up. And if everything wants to work with you, which is kind of asking too much of this figure, but you can get it to work with you. Just get that sitting in there like that. Then the head will plug in, it'll sit there. So now we want to take the foot here, rotate it, and just collapse it up against the forearm. We're going to rotate the arm at the bicep, Going to fold the arm in, and there's a tab right here. It's going to go into the slot right here. Just get that lined up and tab that in. We're going to take the shoulder pad and just bring that forward. You want to take all this and bring this up and over. Bring this as forward as you can get it. And you're going to take the arm and you're just going to rotate it pretty much out to there, and then the shoulder pad will just kind of sit over top of it like that. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And you got both sides done. That's pretty much how you want that looking right there. So now for the tail, I'm just going to open this up. I'm going to open this up. And now we're just going to collapse all this in, and we have a tab right here. It's going to go into this slot right here. Just use all those hinges at your disposal. Tab that in, bring this section of the tail down like that. And now we're going to collapse all this down. We want to bring this back and just accordion this down like this. And bring that down. So it's sitting like that. And what's going to happen here is these tabs are going to go into these slots right here on the sides. So line that up and get that tabbed in like that. Same thing on the other side. Just get that in place and get that tabbed in. So you got it looking like that. Once that's done, these gold sections, you have a tab here. It's going to go into a slot right there. So bring that down and get that tabbed in on either side. Like that. So now you're going to bring the foot down, and there's a tab right here. It's going to go into a slot right here in the middle toe. So bring that down and get that lined up. And it should, in theory, there we go. Just tab in right there, looking like that. Do the same thing on the other side. So now we have the hand here. So you want to have this opened up. So what's going to happen here is you have this track right here that this is going to sit over. And getting this in can be not too much fun either. Just if you can get it to clip in. There we go. There we go. We got the clip in. Now this is going to tab in right here. Just line that up and just tab that in. And then these panels here are going to tab into either side. Right there. And right here. Okay, at this point, getting everything to line up, get everything to work with you. Not easy to do, but that's the intent. So you got that. And there you have Breakhorn in combined mode.